All right, what is up, guys? This is episode 5. This is another video on finding entries. This is how I've been finding my entries when the 618 does not get tapped. If you watch the video on 618, you understand the 618 levels. If you watch the draws video, this is important. This is trading towards the draws. But yeah, so I took a trade like this live, and I said I was going to make a video going over why I took this entry and like what I was seeing when I took this entry, because obviously if you mark out a 618, actually this swing low to this swing high probably was a 618 level. Okay, this one would have hit. Actually would have gave me a better entry, but that is a 618 level. But if you marked this longer 618 level, obviously never got tapped. But this is another way that I find entries. This is off the 30 second. I use the 30 second when I'm looking for my entries for something like this. Right now we're chopping, so I can't really go over this. Obviously, if we're doing something like this, you're not trading in that. You're not trading in that at all. Anything you take in here will be a pre-fire. This would be a pre-fire for shorts. This would be a pre-fire for longs. Another thing is, if you know me, I only trade. I've started to only trade continuations. So if I was looking for a short in this, you can ask yourself, Neffsy, when would you short? This looks like it's setting up for shorts. I want a short. For me, I'm not shorting until a support gets taken out. So that would be a support. You could somewhat consider this a support. If you wanted to, you could take it off of breaking this low. But a break and a hold below, and then a lower high created, and then that after breaking that, the opposite direction of what I'm about to go over is when you look for shorts. I probably would wait for this, which would be a almost 60-point drop. I would wait. I would watch 60 points go in front of my face before I would even consider shorting. You could also look at this one, but this is the main one that I would be looking at. I would be looking at. Now, I can see right here that there is one trade that I probably would have taken. Two trades I probably would have taken that would have been stopped out. So, like I said, I only have on my funded accounts right now, I think a 66% win rate. On this account that is 1 day from a payout, I have a 66% win rate. My average win to loss is 1 to 2. My profit factor is 3.74. I lose 400 or make 755. Precise entries and exit delivery and clean profit. Consistent position sizing with disciplined trade duration. Oh, nice. That's cool. I didn't know about that. But anyways, off of this trade, I am looking for a continuation. Now, we do have a 618 level that does get tapped and would have actually given me a way better entry. I think I already went over that. But the reason I took this trade, and I size heavy, that's why this is a 1 to 2 and only 30 points, because I was in with 20 micros. That was on this account. No, that was on this account. But I took it on this account. Entry, exit, you can see it. So what I am looking for when I am using the 618, not using the 618, and I'm just looking to market order in when we are running, and I don't think we're super choppy, and I don't think there's a 618 level that's going to be hit. How do I determine that the 618 won't be hit? Well, this is kind of like you don't always have to use the 618. The 618 is a good level to potentially like hit like a fucking zero drawdown trade. These actually entries that I have been taking have somewhat been zero drawdown. If you watch my lives, there was a couple trades that I wasn't drawdown. If you watch this one, zero drawdown. No drawdown at all. I was never red. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not saying that always happens. That doesn't always happen. But I am done yapping for 4.5 minutes. Anyways, what I was looking for in here, right? And this is it. This is my only confluence for this. I actually tried to get filled sooner, but the fill filled me up in here. So what I was looking for, I drop into the 30 second. We have our direction. We are long. We have a long bias. Now, where was Asia high? Asia high was 481. So we have Asia high at 481. In the Discord, I have the indicator, like the trading view indicator. In the Discord, I have the trading view indicator that marks out the session highs and lows. Or you can just manually set them if you want to, but I trade towards draws. You guys know that if you watch the rest of the videos. But I trade towards draws, so I am trading towards that draw. We are very close to 481, which is Asia high, and that is where I think price is going to go. Could we reverse there? Potentially, but that is where I think we are going to at least sweep. So I'm looking this close to 481. I'm looking for 481 to get tapped. Wherever we are trading towards, like let's say we were up in here, and I mean, this was Asia. We're up in here. We have New York low down here. Do we tap New York low? No, but that would be an area that I would be targeting to look for. This one doesn't get tapped, but I mean, if you were in this up here, you were already partial and break even. And once we started breaking a resistance, that is when you would get out if you were trailing. So I'm fucking just yapping. My bad. I was on stream for like 2 hours after hitting TP in 15 minutes, and I was just talking, so I'm kind of in that mood. But what I was looking for, when you were looking for this, is you drop into the 30 second. I'm in the 30 second, and the reason I use the 30 second is because I can kind of see how price is moving, and it's easier for me to get more of like a sniper entry. I'm trying to snipe this entry. I'm trying to get as little drawdown as possible, and I'm trying to snipe the continuation off of a retest. So I'm looking for a retest in here. Here is our retest. And then when you're seeing this retest, I want to see some form of consolidation area, like on the 30 second or the 1 minute. You can use this on the 1 minute as well, but I use the 30 second to get more of like a clean like snipe entry. So you can see that we have this consolidation where we're fighting back and forth. We're not breaking lower. Now, I'm looking for a clean break above this consolidation, and I want it to eat, I call it eating, I want it to eat one of these candles. So this is where it happened. This is a consolidation. We're fighting in between this candle. We never close below this candle. If we close below this candle, I'm waiting for a different like zone to happen. And if I was looking for a short, I would wait for some form of support to get broken. Like this is just a swing low, but I would consider that a support. So if this would have been close below and then chopped down and continued to start to trend down, I would start looking for a short, and I would target an internal low or an internal high. Well, this is a short. I would target an internal low and then target an external low as a full TP. Now, I size heavy, so I never really hold to those full TPs because this was $1,000, and that's really all you need. All you really need is 30 points. You need 25, 30, 50 points is crazy. If you can hit a 50-point trade, that's awesome. 100-point trades are insane. I do sometimes hit 100-point trades, and I'm sure a lot of you guys hit 100-point trades. But I took this. Once we ate this candle, we broke above. I actually tried to enter right here, but this candle was such a hard push that it entered me right here. So I entered right here, and I am targeting 81. This was taken live on a eval, so I only could take 1,000 because it's a Trade If I Select account. You can only make 1,200. I was actually targeting 1,200. I got out at 1,000 because I didn't like how we were fighting at my entry. I didn't know if we were going to reverse before taking this, which is very possible in London and Asia session. We don't always take the draws. It is very possible to not take those draws. But that is like literally all I do. When I am looking for a continuation trade and I do not think the 618 is going to be taken, I will drop in a 30 second and I will wait for this retrace to end. This was the end of the retrace. We have this consolidation. We break above and we eat this deep red candle. You could have waited for this one as well, or you could have waited for the no wick. The no wick 30-second candle. Any of those got taken. You could even have taken it if you don't want to try to early take it, because this could have just been a trend change. So this could have been a swing high to continue lower, and that would stop us out. You could also put a stop down there for a safer stop. I did not put a couple below this consolidation range because if I didn't want to break below that. If we broke below that, then that would, in my eyes, signal that we are going to take this one and then probably come down to this one. or come back down and tap into VWAP. But yeah, when I am looking for a sniper entry and I don't think 618 is going, because we're so bullish, we're pushing so hard, and I don't think we're ranging pretty heavy, that would be how I would take an entry. That is exactly what went through my head when I took this entry. Like I said, we had the retrace. We had the retrace down. We had the consolidation, and then we ate that candle and I entered. And then I'm targeting Asia high. So Asia high would have gotten hit. That's 40 points, and 40 points, if you are sized correctly, is more than enough, especially on a funded account, more than enough for a winning day, or more than enough for a substantial winning day. You do not need to be hitting these 100-point trades. You don't need to be hitting these 200-point trades. You do not need to be top and bottom ticking. I have significantly boosted my win rate going for continuations like this. Even though I was late to the party, there was a lot of people that got in here. If I was looking for a long somewhere in here, this high getting taken, we actually rejected off this, so I would have waited. So as you can see, we only have wicks that are taking this, and so I'm waiting for this, but I'm not wanting to short because we have a lower high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high, higher low, we have a higher low, higher low, higher low. We are not wanting to come below this. So off of that, I don't really want to take a continuation shorts. We've also been shorting for a long time, which shows me that we are over, like a better way to say it, overextended. Overextended would actually be long, but I can't think of the word for whatever. But if I was looking for longs in here, the reason I would look for longs is we take this one. You could even wait for us to take this one. This swing high. Once we closed above this swing high, you would suffer a little bit of drawdown. But if you took it right off that break and you stop loss this low or stop loss down here, stop loss this low, and you were targeting 81, you could partial this internal high. It's only like 26 points, but like I said, that's a 1 to 2. And then you could have TP'd at VWAP as well. Tap VWAP. Like a lot of times, VWAP will give us some form of rejection. And then if you really wanted to, you could have targeted the draw, which is Asia high. That's a 1 to 10, which is crazy, but possible. So that's like trading towards draws if you were looking for that. But as you can see, I would have waited for almost 40 points to go right in front of my face. I'm not trying to top and bottom tick, like I said. But those are my other entries. If I'm not taking fib entries, that is the only other way that I'm entering. Those are both of my entry models, you could say. Like I said in the first video, I trade very, very discretionary. So these are like discretionary entries where I'm looking for that, but that's the best way I can explain it. I hope that helps someone. But yeah, I mean that's those are both those the fib entries and that entry is my main ways that I entry. Those are the only ways I entry, and they work for me. I hope they work for some other people. But yeah, that's it.